Hey everyone, DJ here. I just want to give a mild content warning. There is some drug use referenced throughout this episode. It is rather minor, but I figured I should let you know anyway. If you like what we're doing here at One Shots Tavern, please check out our Patreon. There you can support us $5 a month, and you can see us learn to play all sorts of new TTRPGs. Please subscribe, comment, like, give a rating to the podcast. We really do appreciate it. It helps up and coming podcasts significantly. All right, without further ado, please enjoy episode 3, The Eye of the Tyrant.
Welcome everyone to the Eye of the Tyrant. I am PK. I play Samuel Apoapsis. And we've got Corb, who plays Omega Crash. We've got Brayden, who plays Seer. We have Eryn, who plays Vesper Frost. And finally, we've got DJ, the Game Master.
Who plays God. No, I'm kidding. Welcome, everybody, to Session 3, or Episode 3 of The Eye of the Tyrant. We're super excited about all of this still. Let's do a quick recap of our last session. Eryn, Vesper lost her arm in a freak, unpreventable manufacturing accident that no one saw coming except for me. And during that, the Seer decided to kind of put some people down once and for all while security came rushing into the room to kind of diffuse the fight that had kind of caused this build-up. Wow, I just moved that. That was dumb of me. Anyway, I moved our overlay, trying to move Brayden.
Can't catch me, man. I'm this way. What are you gonna do now?
There we go.
I can just be out of frame entirely.
So, during that, we learned that Windless has been kind of put into isolation. Because Windless is seen as a possibly useful asset to this part of the Empire. I mean, how useful? According to Seer, not at all. PK, you received new orders to kind of make sure that the three stay together. Vesper, Egg, and Seer, in order to kind of prevent any other issues from happening. And you guys were moved into kind of the old fogies side of the prison, where some of the more hardened and yet retired criminals seem to be living. There you met the sisters. The sisters seemed to really like Corb and Corb's presence, and Seer likewise seemed to like the sisters, I think. It was interesting. And yeah, so you were let out, Vesper, from the medical wing. You were taken to your new cell in the kind of older. It's kind of like it's still high security, but like it's high security in the fact that like they kind of look at people and they're like, I don't really think that they can run faster than we can, so this isn't really much of a worry. And so you guys started your new job on the docks, which is your new kind of safer, away from the other prisoners' job detail, in which you are going to be organizing and loading up the things that are manufactured in the prison onto the ship in order to, you know, be effective members of prison society. While everybody else was actually doing real work, Vesper was kind of going through the computers and the logs, trying to figure out exactly what it was that is going on outside of the ship and with the sun itself. Vesper, you learned that these solar flares are a little bit more intense than everyone else has been led to believe. You don't know necessarily whether or not they are dangerous, but you do know that they are increasing their frequency. They would make a great cover for escape once you have a ship to use in front of you. But for the time being, you do not. Seer's armor is still locked away. You just have the hopeful thought that you're going to be able to retrofit this ship without anyone noticing, and that you're going to be able to hopefully leave as well without anyone noticing. And that's where we're going to pick up, on the loading docks of the Tyrant. Eryn, you just learned this new information. What would you like to do?
I believe Samuel requested schematics of the ship, so I'm going to make sure that those are printed and take them over to him.
Absolutely. Easily found in the administrative system that you shouldn't have access to. But the guy who is in charge here doesn't really seem super interested. Also, I don't think he really thinks that you guys would have a chance of escaping. So you head over with the schematics.
I found these. Maybe they'll be helpful.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you. I'll review these tonight and see where these proper shielding needs to go on here, and I'll do some math and calculations about capacity and thrust and such, and see how we can best fly this thing out of here. Is there anything else?
Yeah. So these solar flares seem to be a little bit more problematic than we might have originally assumed. We could potentially use them. However, it might be a lot worse than you initially found out.
Okay. I'll take kind of whatever paper you have that describes their intensity and such, and I'll add that into my calculations and such, and see what comes out. I've only flown through some lighter solar storms before, but
yeah, if you look at the notes there, tomorrow evening, early next day, it looks like the eye's actually going to be in the way of one of the flares. I don't know how much that might affect everything.
From my understanding, it's usually has a tendency to mess with electronics. It's not like there's a physical fireball hitting the ship kind of thing. It's more of radiation and just radiation stuff.
Everybody knows that? We're going to get hit by a fireball later, and I want everybody to remember that PK just said that.
It's not like it's going to be a giant explosion hitting the ship at all. It'll be fine. Just,
right.
Your headphones will kind of buzz when it goes by. It's kind of that thing, I think.
It did say communications are very likely to be down, so...
That could be very useful.
Yeah.
I will need to think about how we could use that. But yeah, that could be big.
If there's anything else that I can help with.
Hey, I just need to focus on this for a minute.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll stop by your room after dinner and see if there's anything that I can see if there's anything you can do to help out.
Sure.
Seer and Egg, you have been hard at work loading up these boxes for shipment and getting them in the shipping area when the transport is going to arrive. And as you kind of finish up loading them into this square, you do see as a small transport hugging the station, keeping as close to remain within the shields as possible, is slowly backing its way up into the loading area. It pulls inside, and the bay doors close back up, and a pilot steps out. So, try not to scratch anything while you're loading it up, please. I need to go speak to the dock foreman.
Hey there. How was the flight in? You have any trouble with the extra solar flare activity?
It wasn't pleasant, but I am quite the pilot, so it's not really an issue for me.
Good. What's your name there? I'm Samuel. I've just got assigned to this dock duty today, so we might be seeing each other a few times.
Well, Samuel, my name is Carenza. I'll spell that for you. You look like you need it. Kerenza.
Oh yeah, I spelled it totally wrong. So yeah, that's great. Thank you. I spelled credenza.
Oh, that's a common mistake.
Yeah, I said this guy's not a piece of furniture. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I think Doc Foreman's in his office over there. I guess he saw you come in. He'll be expecting you. Nice to meet you, Carenza.
Pleasure's mine. And he heads off to the office. You guys hear as the door opens and shuts.
Sorry, that was my dog.
I was like, that sounds like a dog.
that was my dog. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Carenza's ship, is it nicer than the one that we're currently currently loading up? As a transport, does it look a bit more hardy?
So this is the only ship on the dock at the moment.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Basically, it looks decent. It does not look to be Empire owned. It seems to be kind of a contracted third party. It's PK would know that there is another ship somewhere in the facility. But you could guess it's aftermarket. It's probably got a little bit more care put into it.
What's the ship's name?
Honors Penitence. Haha.
Otter's Penitence?
Otter's Penitence. Honor. Honor. Penitence.
So I guess upon seeing this kind of land and you see the pilot kind of walk off, I kind of go and approach the group as I'm stomping around in my big mech suit, and he's having some fun with it, but he doesn't let it show. He's like, yeah, so Cyril will kind of approach the group kind of in his big mech suit as he's pretending to haul boxes about. He goes, what do we think of this vessel?
I like
Seems
it.
okay.
I think it should be called the Centennial Pigeon.
Don't be ridiculous. What kind of name is that for a ship?
I usually name my ship after women.
That's
You're
also
right.
ridiculous.
Sorry, all
What do
of
you
the
suggest here? You're
all the
usually the best at
historical
naming
women
things.
names just went through my head as ship names. The Susan B. Anthony.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
The Reba McIntyre.
The Beyond.
Celine Dion.
Dolly Parton.
Do we have
Corb.
any
Egg, what were you doing?
Be an egg? I don't know. What do you suggest we name it, Seer? You're the best at naming things.
Oh, well, I don't name things. Usually things are named for me. I suppose I would want it, chastity.
Come on, friend.
A virtue.
Chastity.
Temperance. Something admirable, something to strive for. Honor's penitence is not bad. But I was more asking as to whether or not we wish to make sure that we secure this ship now.
Oh, is it under attack?
Well, it could be leaving soon. We want to make sure we have a vessel here.
I've got something that I used to do. a good bit of times.
What's that?
Well, back when I was I used to hijack ships, mostly grain shipments and things like that. But what
Yeah.
we would do is we would put a malicious program onto the ship's computer that would give readouts of engine failure and life support systems collapsing. So I could try and put something like that on the ship again. It'll give readouts. Then this Karenz will probably see that and not want to take off. And
Excellent
go through
thinking.
things.
You're such a resourceful fellow, Samuel.
This is what I used to do. That's why they got me.
Could probably try and help with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, as you guys are kind of loading these parts and stuff into the ship, Vesper and Samuel, let's make a roll. This is gonna be a technology roll, to see whether or not you guys are able to successfully upload this subroutine, essentially, to cause some issues and make sure the flyboy stays grounded. Let's
right.
see, Vesper.
I'm going to use my anecdote skill to give us a by telling the story of how I used to do this. I will give us the training in the task that we need to complete this. And
Fantastic.
that cost me 2 intellect to do. So I will use up my 2 intellect.
Love that. This is not going to be an incredibly difficult task either. This is going to be a difficulty 3. So Vesper, you should probably roll this one, and you are going to receive the asset from Samuel's help, and is that it also provides an asset for the task through using anecdote.
It says, for the next hour, those who pay attention to your story are trained in the task you choose that's related to the anecdote.
Fantastic. So yeah, go ahead and add the asset for that as well, and roll for it.
You said it was 3, right?
Yep.
Level
Yep.
3. I will use an effort for this as well. And asset's the last one, right?
Yep. Asset is the last one.
Okay.
And Samuel, you just so you know, you do have 2 points or 2 edge and intellect, so that wouldn't have cost you anything.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought the cost said 2, and that was just it. So.
Nope. If you have edge takes away from cost. Oh, fantastic. And you crit on it. Which means that you did a really good job, and because you did such a good job, you were able to cover your tracks as well. So really only you or Samuel would be able to remove this. It's going to be in diagnostics for a while. In fact, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. As long as essentially you guys need it here, it's going to be here. So very good. Love that. Did you guys, let me check your experience points and advancements. Okay, we got a moving towards perfection there. It looks like Vesper, you have 7 experience points.
I've not done anything, and I'm not entirely sure what to do with them. And I meant to message you, and I completely forgot.
No,
'cause the
it's
whole
okay.
moving thing.
What you're going to do is we're going to increase your capabilities. So right in under advancements, under tier 1. Or we can move towards perfection, which is going to give you an extra edge in something. Or you're going to give yourself an extra effort to have permanently. Which of those sounds most beneficial to you as a character?
I think probably for now an extra, an edge, and probably intellect.
All right, so another edge for intellect. That makes sense because you're very. You're the archaeologist type, right? So speed and intelligence are very important. So I will mark that off on your sheet. We'll cover some more of how that works as well. It takes 4 advancements to get to the next tier. And so the first 3 advancements that you should almost always take are going to be move towards perfection, extra effort, and increased capabilities, which gives you 4 points to divide up amongst your pools. The fourth one that you can take, I typically recommend doing the extra 2 added onto your recovery roll permanently. So going from 1d6 plus 1, it would be 1d6 plus 3. So just to keep in mind, because you are actually pretty close to being able to take a second advancement, because all the natural everything issues have seemed to happen to you. So.
And just for my sake, and I guess like for people watching, I subtract 4 experience points to do that edge, to add that edge, right? Or
3 for the first. No. Effort costs 3 points for the first level of effort. Every effort used after that is going to be 2 points each. And so if you get enough edge to cover that first level of effort in a skill, so like say you had 3 edge in speed or 3 in intellect, the first level of effort is going to always be free, and then each one's going to cost 2 points after that.
But it is 4 XP for the tier advance.
but 4 XP.
It is. Oh,
Four-
yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's
My bad. I misheard what you were saying.
That's okay.
So you'll deduct the 4 points from that, and then once you get another experience point, you can use that to either increase not increase capabilities again, but you could extra effort or increase capabilities to add 4 points to your pool, and then HP. If you guys have any questions about advancing in Cypher System, just let me know. I do recommend that you keep, I think I mentioned this last time, but you keep a sheet of the abilities, special abilities that you want to take for each tier. That way you can just add them in once you tier up. Even if it's in the middle of combat, you can just kind of add those special abilities in and just take it from there. So you finish up with the sabotage of Hope's Penitence. Honor's Penitence, not Hope's Penitence. And you finish loading up the cargo bay with some of the materials and stuff for shipping. Egg and Sear, you guys, I believe, wanted to kind of start to retrofit for extra shielding. Do you want to do that now, or do you want to kind of wait a little while?
Do we have any idea how long this will take?
If you work at it and you spend a lot of time, you could probably be finished fully end of work shift tomorrow.
Well, I'm an impulsive brick who helps his friends, so I'll get started on that right away.
Absolutely. You're going to also make a similar check, but this is more for your labor and seeing whether or not you can get a lot done. This is just going to be let's do a might check. Seer, how are you helping?
I think I'm going to be the one that's keeping a lookout for Corinza coming back, because they said they were only going to go talk to the foreman, so I think Seer's the one that's going to keep an eye out and just, if Corinza does come back, do something to try to keep them distracted or kind of deter them away from this.
Absolutely. He is still in conversation so far.
I would also mention I have inability. I'll try anything once, but quickly grow bored. So any task that involves patience, willpower, or discipline is hindered. So I'm going to be bad
Beautiful.
at this.
Yes. Yep. It's not necessarily enjoyable thing for you. And so because of that, absolutely. So
Actually, if I see that Egg is growing bored, I'm wondering if I should erase his memories so that he keeps treating it like it's a new task.
I love that.
That's genius.
I think Seer's debating it. He's like looking over at Egg and he's just like, I could fix this. not gonna save it. He looks away, but he's just like thinking at the tip of his tongue. He's like, I could just pull this idiot's strings so effectively if I just were willing, but I can't do that.
All right.
Hey, sir, maybe if we just throw these plates really hard at this ship, they'll just stick to it.
It's you gotta weld them. Weld it in a wall around the reactor core.
I read
You guys
once in a
take
book,
off.
if you press metal really hard against metal, it'll just stick.
I mean,
Here, Egg, do you want to ride around in the big suit?
Yes. I'd
Okay,
love to ride
I've-
around in a big suit.
Have fun with the big suit.
It's a little smart.
Exciting,
Little smile for
isn't
me.
it? Oh, yes, but it will be a new experience for you. Get going.
I love it.
looks like a
Okay,
toddler
so
learning to walk.
Egg, for the ones that you did put on there, I want you to make a might check, but this is going to be one level higher. So it was going to be a difficulty 3, but because of your inability to stay engaged, this is going to be a difficulty 4.
Do I still
think-
have hindered in that case?
Yeah, well, you're already. I am already hindering you on it. I think in the
Oh.
future, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have you do the task, then we're gonna have you roll an intellect check to see whether or not you are able to maintain interest in the project that you. You're.
I'll always fail it. That's fine.
But yeah, so it's gonna be a difficulty 4. And then if any, I don't think anybody's providing
No.
help just yet.
I mean, I think I'm
so-
doing my other job.
Oh, look at that! You succeed.
Hey.
Fantastic. You put a
Dishonors.
decent.
I can't stop.
Yeah, doing great.
It looks like there's an error over there. Is it broken? What'd you do to the suit?
Samuel, he needs this. Otherwise, he's going to wander off like a lost dog. He needs a challenge to overcome.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay, I think
Seer.
I'm done.
I need you to make a essentially a perception check for me to make sure that you are recognizing whether or not the pilot is going to return. This is going to be also a difficulty 3, as Egg is a little bit more than mildly distracting in his suit. And Vesper and Samuel, what are you doing now that you've finished uploading the subroutine program?
I'm gonna start on the math and the calculations needed to see what accounting for gravitational pull of the planets and the star and the system, as well as different potential hyperspace jump locations where we can get out of here and fastest ways to get there, and just doing the math for the stuff we need to get going.
Absolutely. You calculate with the fuel that is in the ship. You should be able to get to your destination that you were told to go to.
Okay.
There
Other
are a
question.
few. Oh, yes.
Can I get to where my ship is?
Where's your ship currently docked?
I think that it would be at a place, at one of the nearer small cities, kind of, I guess, small population centers within a few systems away from here. I
Yeah.
know that we need to get to kind of the outer rim, so I think I'm probably closer than that one.
Yep. Yeah. You should have enough fuel to get there as well if you need to. It might cut it close. but you should
also
be
a
able to
little
do
bit
both
dangerous.
if need be. You might be able to kind of fuel up along the way. It really just kind of depends on how successful you guys are, leaving. So,
Okay, cool. Because I think one of the things is I don't want to be in a stolen ship that we just took off of the Great Prison Planet for. I want to be out of there as quickly as possible. I want
Absolutely.
to get off that ship.
don't feel like repainting it, changing the registration and going through the
I got
the
my
whole
baby stashed. Probably
you know,
worse than, my baby's worse than this ship, probably older too, but
hopping into a spray and go, from Grand Theft Auto. You just
GTA.
gotta drive in. It's like nobody knows that it's me.
went through a
Fantastic,
car wash, and now
right?
now our stars are gone.
Yep. Even though they were right behind me. You could definitely attempt to kind of plan out your routes a bit and try and find the quickest way to get where you want to go, so you guys can just dump the stolen ship and hop into something a little bit more official, as official as a ship owned by someone who works with the various rebel faction groups in the galaxy could be.
Yeah.
So fantastic. All right, Seer, did you make that notice
I
check?
didn't. I don't know what that is. So
it would be a intellect check if you don't have perception trained. Yep.
I do not know. Okay. And that was difficulty what?
3.
Okay. I'm not rolling anything onto that. Cool.
Fantastic. You notice as the most Midwestern goodbye seems to be happening between the captain of the ship and the foreman of the dock, and he's very much like, yeah, yep, I'll see you next time. Just kind of backing away while the foreman's still having a conversation with him. And so you have enough time to kind of warn your friends to vacate and pretend like nothing happened if you would like, or however you'd like to handle it. What would you like to do?
I think if it looks like he's about to turn around, like the moment that it looks like the Midwestern goodbye has finally reached the terminus point, past the event horizon of both parties are too far away to pretend they're talking anymore, Seer's going to grab one of the valuable boxes that the pilot wanted, and just like as he's turning around, just drop him on the floor.
Oof. Oh.
Corb, get out of there.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Let me get this. Let me get
I'm
this
so
for
sorry.
you. And
Clumsy.
inadvertently, Egg just ends up punching it over and over again.
Oh.
Sorry.
Damn it, prisoner.
Oh, dear.
I run over there, like, flip the emergency switch on the robot that he's wearing. Sorry about that, Carenza. God, these guys, they're... Can't do
Please
anything
make a
right.
note of all damaged goods that were damaged before I took off. Please.
Okay, yeah.
Would very much appreciate it.
I'm so terribly weak. I'm sorry, Sir Butterfingers. Please forgive me.
He looks at you. He does like the once over, the down and up on you, and he goes, "It's fine. You have other things to worry about." As he kind of, throws his coat over his shoulder very elegantly and boards his ship. You guys are standing outside, and you hear, "Son of a..."
I'm taking notes, almost broken.
What the just absolutely...
I'm gonna point out to Samuel. I think that one looks particularly broken.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
really
he
big
punched-
dent in that one.
He punched nearly right through it. Dang, man. Well,
He
Oh my God,
exits
here.
the ship, and he looks at each of you, and he goes, "What did you do? I was gone for 5, maybe 30 minutes.
37. I was counting. I mean,
That's weird.
I review my checklist and say, well, we loaded up, we were able to load up 15 crates onto there, and only these ones out here were dropped or damaged. So, what's up? Was something in there broken? Did I miss a
My
crate?
ship is stuck here.
Like
Because of the solar flares?
the clamps?
Maybe things got damaged on the way in, and I just didn't notice until I landed. Oh. He
Yeah,
looks over to you,
solar flares are
Samuel,
dangerous.
and he goes, I really don't want to bunk here tonight with the guards.
I mean, it's not too bad. We got, a couple spare guard. We got space in the barracks, We get better meals
Wonderful.
than these fools.
Great. Fantastic.
So this ain't this isn't an Imperial freighter. You work private. You're contractor for them.
Yes. We take on some of the higher priority jobs.
So this plating here that we make here, high priority stuff then, huh?
Oh, the plating, the detonators, very important stuff, obviously. And they pay us high dollar to do it.
Yeah. How do you feel about it, I find guarding these prisoners really isn't too troublesome or anything, but what's your mood like?
Camera pans over to see her moving boxes, an egg stuck inside an exoskeleton. Immobile.
That's just tippy tapping around the computer.
and we're all just staring at this dude. We're all inconspicuous over here.
So inconspicuous. Well, he.
Do you like the work,
It's all right. You get paid well. It's nothing but wide open space. Don't often have anybody talking to you or bothering you when you're out on the road. However, at each stop, people do seem to like to talk incessantly.
Yeah, especially out here, I find that a lot of the, guards, especially this guy, lonely. He's out here on the docks. He's maybe one person a day sometimes, and he'll talk your ear off.
Yes, it's unfortunate. But that is the line of work that he chose, and I am in the line of work I chose, so I guess I can't complain too much, can I?
Yeah.
Except
How's that ship
for-
fly, usually. I was trained to be a pilot when I was younger, but then some eye trouble came up, and I was drummed out, as they say.
Well, it's, she is quite a beautiful ship, isn't she?
Yeah.
She flies well. If I ever get into any scraps with some of the local ribble-rabble, I am able to usually outmaneuver them. The weapons are a bit light on the ship, but if you're a good enough pilot, you don't really need the weapons. Also, it's a little bit harder to get heavy weapon licenses nowadays for the Empire, even when you are making deliveries, so...
Yeah, you think they'd want to protect you a little bit more.
Yes, you would think.
You ever thought, have you ever been shipping heavy weapons? Thought about just bolting one on for fun?
A couple of times. I've thought about it. I've never done it. But, some of the things that we pick up have quite a bit of firepower. Could probably level an entire civilization with some of the things I've delivered.
I'd
Empire
recommend
does
an
like their
XP7
toys.
artillery launcher.
I've delivered a few of those.
No, to strap to your ship.
Yeah, yes.
By the way, does anybody have the key to this power armor?
I take it out and toss it over to Vesper.
Oh, yeah, good. I help out Egg with the
Yep.
Let's get you out of there, bud.
Right.
The armor relaxes and opens up, and you're able to get out, no problem. Well, I'm going to. Do any of you know about repairing a ship? Have any of you repaired ships in the past?
I used to work on my own ship.
I've plated them before.
What do you mean? Oh,
Oh, fantastic. I will see if the foreman can have you fix whatever issue happened upon my
it's not that
landing.
you can't fix your own ship.
Some of us are talented at piloting, some of us are talented at repairing ships, and others of us are talented at remaining out of prison. What can I say?
Like I can put in a request for the repairman to come over here for you too. If you don't want a prisoner working on your ship, you know.
As long as it doesn't cost me anything.
No, you're working for the Empire. It'll be fine.
Of course. I'm going to go talk to the foreman and let him know my issue.
Yep.
And see if he can get me set up somewhere.
Well,
And
here,
he heads
I'll-
off back to the foreman.
Before you run off,
Oh, yeah.
pull out my little data pad and just be like, yeah, the barracks are over here, and I just kind of show like the map, and just like of the prison, and just be like, yeah, so you want to head down this hallway, follow the green line, and that'll lead you to the guard barracks if you ever need to find food and rest.
Wonderful.
Lodgings. I mean, you're welcome to sleep on your ship too. I'm sure you've got things there.
Yes. And he heads off back to the foreman's office, and he goes, hey, thank you again, crew.
His name is Samuel.
Samuel. Pleasure. And he heads off. You guys have...
I think I'm just gonna like Crypt Keeper appear over Samuel's shoulder. That's only because I'm standing up on a nearby box as I'm in the midst of trying to grab other stuff. And it's just, you'll have to kill him.
Well, I mean, all right. Yeah, he's shipping weapons for the Empire. Sure, that's no problem. I have no
Well,
problems
it's
done it before.
He says he wants to see the foreman, but he's only seeing one man.
You're so right, Egg. I'll investigate that later.
Absolutely.
You're very wise. You see things that none of us do. You're a valuable member of this team.
Thank you.
I am capable
Thank
of
you.
altering memories in a short span. One day I wonder if I could increase that capacity and just hit a switch and reset him. What genius might come forth?
You know, you work on that, Seer.
Yes. And since you have access, you'll have to be the one to do it. We don't want this pilot causing troubles for us on the day of.
All right. Yeah, no problem. We can clonk him over the head, knock him out, send him out an airlock, something like that. Or I kind of pat my shiv that's tucked into my waistband, kind of hidden
Yes,
away.
I'm sure you'll handle it. It should be
Yep.
done tonight.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna wait until we know we're leaving, within maybe an hour before I start murdering people. But yes,
I didn't realize we were killing people.
Yes,
Oh.
I must object. Omega Alpha Crash says the road to revolution will not be built on violence unless it's necessary, and Alpha Crash allows it.
Well, what would Alpha Crash say to you then in this moment?
Alpha Crash would say, Egg, get on that ship.
all right.
That's usually
I
what
think
Alpha
it's-
Crash would say.
Fair
Good
enough.
advice. Well,
Very well.
violence will be necessary. So
We don't have to. Very well. We don't have to kill him. We just need to make sure that he is out of the way. And then as Seer's like turning away from Vesper, he looks over to Samuel and just.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What if you just give him some of the drugs I was given?
Yeah, I mean, that'll be a way to knock him out. or at least get him. It'll take him out of the way.
I'm
Yeah.
managing with this. It's pain, but I mean, I don't know if I really want to be experimented on. So, you know, if you want to.
Yeah, give me your pills.
Yep. Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Grab the pills.
This is all above board.
He's gonna be around me. I'll get him. I'll put some into his drink or something before we head out.
I gotta make sure to record that trigger warning on the on the front end of these first few episodes.
Dark shit, baby.
Episode 1, not that bad. Episode 2, dismemberment. episode and drugs. I just, whatever. It's fine. You guys have your shift come to an end, and it is now breakfast time because this is still kind of early morning for you, and everything's been changed around. You kind of notice that this other cell block operates off of a different, like, staggered time. So it's almost like jet lag. When you went from one to the other, it's as if they had their day-night cycles slightly off kilter.
God, that's annoying.
I am starving. When are we supposed to eat in this cell block?
Yeah, they put the rhythms off to mess with any prisoners and such, so that it's hard to have all of them working together, all prisoners working together as one, You
I also can't
organize
remember
as
if
well.
I've eaten since I've left the med bay.
You have not.
Yeah.
So this breakfast would be your first chance to eat. As you
How's breakfast?
How's breakfast? You're about to find out. Samuel, you lead them through the hallways towards back to their cell block, towards their breakfast area, and you step inside, and it's just those same long-term prisoners, just kind of all gathering in line. Interesting thing here is they also seem to be have like the medication line as well, and you step up as you approach Vesper and everybody else. You are given your food. You notice things are quite a bit softer here, a little bit easier for chewing.
Soft. This is easier for chewing. Thank you.
This looks
And-
like slop.
Pretty much, yes. It's essentially slop. All of the fibers nice and squished up. And you receive your food, and you see one open spot for the three of you. Well, four of you if PK, if Samuel decides to stick around.
I'll take up a position of overwatch, kind of amongst where the guards usually stand.
Absolutely.
Alpha Crash used to say, the softer the food, the greater the mood.
I wonder when we'll come into a situation where Alpha Crash's wisdom has nothing to say. That'll be a day, I
She
think.
has something to say about everything.
Of course. Big Seer's gonna be in the midst of, carefully arranging his plate. He's gonna cut up a little third of every little segment of food that he's got and hand it over to Vesper. Eat, you will need to
Oh.
recover your strength.
Oh, thanks for the extra slop. I really appreciate that.
It is protein filled, no.
Is it?
It should. If this prison is to maintain a stable workforce, it should at least cover the necessities. If not for a healthy living, at least for energy's sake. You should still
Oh,
eat.
boy. Yep. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll
Very
just
kind of you.
attempt to. You said there's only like one spot to sit down. Everybody.
everyone else seems to have their spots. Like the three of you can sit there in that area. It's just it seems
Oh, it sounded like it was
Yeah.
just one seat.
no, yeah, you're not sharing a seat. It seems that this particular group of prisoners is even more kind of clicked up than the ones that you had experienced in the other cell block. They've had a lot of time together. So
You know, these old folks really stick together. They're not very tolerant of new people, you know.
That's fine with me if we're, you know. Could I use a 10-minute recovery? I don't know how many recoveries I've used. I have no idea what's
Absolutely.
going on.
Oh, yeah. So you probably have not used. You used an action last time, so yes, you can definitely use a 10-minute recovery.
I think I double clicked that. Sorry,
You
I'll
did.
use the first one.
It's the 5 points. So
I'm okay.
I don't think I have anything to recover. But I'm still
I don't
recovering.
think I do at the moment.
yeah, I was gonna say you haven't really used a whole lot. You've been rolling pretty straight, without using up too many resources. So fantastic.
You know, maybe we can all. It's nice sitting here with you all. We're friends. You remind me of my brothers and sisters back in Crash Station. How we all used to sit together as one, enjoying each other's presences. I miss those days. But, you know, maybe we could do this every day.
Well, unless we get off the station, we are doing this every day.
You're right. That's great.
Don't worry. You'll be back amongst Crash Station soon enough.
Yeah, I suppose I will. And I'll see my brothers again. I was holding out hope they'd come rescue me, but I guess you're my rescuers now.
Where is your crash station?
It's over in Data Sector 5.
Do I know where Data Sector 5 is?
So normally I would say roll for that. I would say you would have probably a much better idea of the sectors than a lot of other places would. So you could generally, it's a large area.
I think I've been to a
There's
planet there. It was quite jungly and warm and
Yes!
tropical.
Vinetopia!
Had like coconut drinks. It was.
Yeah, on Cocotopia. It's a continent on Vinetopia.
Oh.
We're on the
Over there
moon
again.
outside Vinetopia. You go to the dark side of it, and there's a small crater with a big A, or an alpha, that's
Ah.
carved into it. You go there, you make the bird song 3 times. And then it opens.
Is it really smart, like sharing all your secrets and how to get into the crash?
Oh,
base?
yeah. Probably wasn't supposed to do that.
Hmm.
I think, like, Seer's been sitting here, and, like, as Egg has been talking, he's got this kind of, like, very strange sort of expression on his face, and finally he just kind of sets his fork down and look at Egg, and it's like he's the first time he's, like, looking at him direct in the eye and being like, I was unsure if I should say anything, but I figure since we've come this far, I should give you this kindness. Egg, you have to accept that they have abandoned you.
That's what you mean? That would I need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Samuel goes and escorts Egg to the bathroom.
Fantastic. You see as one of the sisters who's sitting nearby turns and looks and goes, Will he be all right?
I think so. Yeah, he's having a hard time adjusting to the new section here.
Oh,
He
that
misses
is
his old friends.
quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he's got a friend in us.
Keep your eyes on your peas, Janice.
Well, fine. And she just goes back to eating her food. Egg eventually returns to the breakfast table.
Oh, wait, I thought we were gonna do a scene where like Samuel was standing outside the bathroom and
Oh, yeah.
Yes, let's do that.
Actually, you know what? I do love that. Let's Samuel and Egg. You are guiding Egg to the bathroom. While Egg's in the bathroom, what would you like to do?
I hear him. What does it sound like? Situation you're crying through the door?
I'm just pooping.
I'm just
Okay.
Don't mind me.
Is there anything you want to talk about?
Samuel, you're such a fine friend.
Such a what?
Kind friend.
A hide bend?
A kind friend. Yes.
Oh, kind friend. Okay.
You've listened so well in my so far. Don't mind. Just have a piano in here with me.
You've got a piano in there. Okay.
Can I sing you a song?
You know what? If it helps you go, I guess so. Yeah, if that's something you got to do. Sure.
Sometimes we have friends.
Oh my God, he's actually got a piano in there.
Never come back. They never come back. Look for more friends. But they never come back. They never come back. But you, Samuel, you're my friend. I know you'll be with me till the bitter. Oh, am I kidding?
Okay.
Imagine just the door opens up and this guy walks out, just fucking can't find anywhere to poop anymore.
Sorry about that, sir.
Toilet paper in his hand, hiking up his pants.
Can't poop when there's music.
It's less of what he says and more of what he doesn't say as he squints at you and walks away.
I will go into the bathroom and hey. So what's up? What's got you all upset?
It's true. What's here said. My name, magnanimous siblings. I always thought camaraderie was most important to us, but they abandoned me in the name of revolution. Nay, though I try to deny it, I believe they set me up. The supply depot was I was a patsy. A patsy, Samuel!
What happened at the supply depot?
They sent me off to plant bombs near the central battery, as I've done dozens of times before. But when I turned around to exit, instead of watching, the door was closed and locked. And then the guard came. I should have blown. Should have made the explosion while I was still there.
Well,
And done my duty. But I was a fool and uncourageous. That's why they abandoned me.
okay.
I never had the guts to go through to be a true Crash. Just like Sigma Crash. May he rest in peace.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you didn't blow yourself up.
Like grab him by like the collar. Like, what are you?
No, I think we're gonna stick together. You've done a lot of really good work. That was some solid plating you put around the engine core today, and you punching the crap out of that crate bought us the time we needed to distract that pilot. So you've got a lot of good stuff going for you.
I didn't even mean to punch that crate. I just couldn't control the armor.
Well, and you've got the luck of the gods on your side. So
What serendipity we have together. Samuel, my friend.
well,
Let us
okay.
Let us go forth at once. You are my new crashes. No, we'll be named something different. The Sams.
Smashes. Oh, okay, the Sams.
The Samshes. I'll meet
The
you
Sam's
in
Club.
The Sam's
No.
Club.
That's it's trademarked.
Okay, wait, we can't be the Sam's Club.
PK,
We'll be
one down on your gain.
which way is the down? I hope that's the down way.
Yep, that was
Let's see.
perfect.
Yes.
All right.
You're just starting to peak, was all.
So then, how about let's go back, wash your hands, and we'll go back to breakfast.
Oh, I didn't actually. I do need to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Then I'll wait outside.
I actually have to go to the bathroom.
we return back to the breakfast commons area, and as PK and Egg eventually return, eventually Egg will return.
I leave him in there to do his business.
Fantastic.
And I head back.
You head back just as breakfast is finishing up, and free time is opening up for everyone. Vesper, what are you doing?
Probably eating. Like, the slop is probably taking me a while to get through. I'm used to actual food, but when I do eventually get through it, I go and see if I can potentially pick up some more of that medication.
Yeah, you head over to the medication window, some absolutely ancient man is standing in front of you. He turns around with a smile on his face, and he looks at you and goes, "My, how you've grown."
Excuse me?
Oh, I don't expect you to recognize your old Grampy. This man is not even the same species as you. Like, he's he looks at you and he's just like, always such a good child.
Thank you.
Wait. Didn't know it was family day.
Apparently, yeah, but you've got some things for me, I think, don't you?
Oh, I don't have anything for you. The nice lady at the counter might, though.
Well, okay. Yep, yep. And I'll just, like, move away, giving him a wide berth.
Yep.
Just get
He's
to
got
the
that-
counter.
He's of that age where, like, the corners of his mouth are just, like, overly crusty,
He's
he's
yeah.
he's an
we're gonna
adorable
avoid
little
that, but-
guy, but it's always worse when it's
Yeah,
not your own grandparents.
Yeah. I'll get to the counter and Vesper Frost. I need some medication for the new arm, and it stops moving. Yeah.
Vesper Frost. My, you must have been in quite a bit of pain to go through what you were given already.
Well,
Careful.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, technically, I shouldn't give you this. Give me a reason why I should.
What do, what do you mean? I just thought that you were.
Well, you were given a 3 days supply of.
Oh, was I? I thought I was only given 1 day. I'm sorry. I guess I'm very new to the whole system, and I thought it was it wasn't told to me that it was a 3 day supply. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check on this. This is going to be an intellect if you don't have persuasion specifically trained.
What level?
This is going to be a difficulty. She seems like a smart cookie. It's going to be a difficulty 4.
Okay.
Dang. That's good.
Listen, I can see that you're a little bit lost, and I understand the urge to rely on substances to get you through your prison sentence.
Oh, yeah, no. It's just, again, this is very new. I've only been awake for about, I don't know, 2 hours,
Of
3
course.
hours.
And such a traumatic injury, I understand. Better than the American healthcare system, apparently. No. When I had my surgery, oh my goodness, they gave me 3 pills, and they're like, "Take those."
Ration that shit out.
Oh yeah, I was cutting them into quarters. It was the worst. And the worst part is, like, they weren't even like a habit forming like thing, so like there was no reason for them to only give me 3.
A strong Advil, and they're like,
Essentially, yes. All right, well, take this and do
Thank
feel
you.
better and recover.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Of course. All right, counters closed, everybody. Go on. Go have free time. And you head back off. Vesper, are you
How
heading
much
anywhere
did she
else?
give me?
She gave you another 3-day supply.
Oh wow. Okay. Shit.
You wanted more drugs.
that's a lot. I'm impressed.
It's only day 1. That's the thing. Like, you used them all
I
up.
know.
you're like, I've been awake for 2 hours.
know.
I've taken 3 days worth of drugs.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to see if these old people have any form of entertainment in the form of like research books or something. Books.
Yeah, you just want books.
For the record-
I understand. Yeah.
For the record, Egg is playing shuffleboard for sure.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yeah, he's really good at it for some reason.
Bullseye! Take that, old man Crane.
I've never had shuffleboard money, so I don't really know how it works. My cousins did have a real nice like sand shuffleboard in their basement, and I just threw things as hard as I could down it. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You finished up getting your pills. Seer, what are you doing?
I think he's feeling a little bad about making Egg cry. He was a little taken aback by that moment, and so he doesn't really know what to do with himself now. So he's gonna go find a quiet spot, either in the free time area or if he can return back to his cell to meditate.
Absolutely. Fantastic. All right, so Seer, you head back to your cell, and you hear someone is currently rummaging around in the cell next to yours that you would deem to be Vesper's cell.
Go and set back up a little bit. Take a peek.
You look inside and see one of the sisters You just kind of like just barely peeking in. Do you make yourself known, or do you are you trying to remain kind of stealthy in this?
I want to see what she's doing first, I guess. So I'm trying to just kind of spy on her and figure out what's happening.
Yeah, you see that she's kind of pacing around, and she has a sharp object in her hand. And she is looking around, and you hear her, and she goes, "I need to find somewhere to hide, so she won't see me." And she's just like pacing back and forth, and eventually she kind of finds a spot in next to the doorway, but not like in the doorway. And then she looks around, and there's an empty bed, and she looks at that, and she grabs the blanket and pulls it down over the bottom, like underneath the bed, and climbs underneath it.
All right. I think I will watch all of this and then kind of take a step away. Are there any guards nearby?
There are no guards nearby.
Okay. I will go and return back to the free time area, and I'm gonna try to locate Vesper.
I'd be with Vesper at this point because she's mostly my main guard.
Right.
Samuel,
Lord.
books. Why are there no books?
Roll for me for that. Let's see what you're able to find. That is going to be kind of a intellect, like you're investigating kind of check. Just to see if you're able to kind of discover anybody's like personal items, or see if anybody will let you borrow some of their personal items for reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Difficulty.
Difficulty for this is going to be a let's be honest. This is going to be a 5. People don't want to part with the little bit of entertainment that they have in
fair.
prison, even if it is
What do you mean? Of course they want to part with it.
Of course they want to.
There we go.
Got crits all day over here.
What is up with that? That's like your 3rd crit, maybe your 4th one. It's your third crit
yeah.
for the entire day. All the rolls have been you, and they not all the rolls, but a lot of the rolls have been you critting.
I mean, every roll that Eryn has done has been a crit.
Which is great
No,
because
Four crits. Am I getting experience for each crit?
no, only natural 20s.
Okay, only
Yeah.
natural 20s. Okay, just to clarify.
Yep. But like you eventually do find somebody who kind of has like a history of Atrosia like book. It's fairly well read, and he looks at you and he goes, "As long as you promise to return it when you're done."
I've. Okay, yeah. I think I'm good. I've probably read this one about a dozen times. Thank you, though. I appreciate that, Samuel. Library. Why is there no library?
Well, I don't want prisoners educated. Educated populace is dangerous to a fascist government, so they limit it in every scope that they can.
Is this like rebel teaching then? Like,
Just what?
is this rebel teaching? The rebels are teaching you guys that they don't want people educated? Like, what? I'm
Yeah.
educated.
Yeah, your family can pay for it, but that's the elites.
Are you
I mean,
educated?
In a few things. I grew up in a bit more of a freer society, but I was also born in a farming community, so I didn't receive too much proper education anyway.
Okay, well, I guess street smart sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
You
All right.
you
Yeah.
s-
Let's see your street smarts, lady.
you see an
None. I am
older
none.
man who's listening, right? He's nearby. He's listening to you. He goes, "Well, not only that, but I heard that this station was originally designed to be an extravagant hotel. Hence the big old window up above looking at the planet surface down below, the gas giant. At some
Really?
point. At some point,
You know,
funding or
look, You
something.
might be able to find something.
Yes, I'm one of the oldest prisoners here.
Yeah.
I've been here. I don't know. I've been here.
What
been
have
a-
you seen?
What haven't I seen? I mean, one time I looked up and one of the little modules just kind of floated on by.
I just want to walk up from behind and just push him out of the way.
Here!
Oh,
You can't go pushing old men!
Oh,
Eryn, we need to switch cells or something. There's somebody trying to kill you.
I'm sorry, what?
One of the prison sisters, this gang that controls this section of the prison. I found her snooping around in your quarters trying to get the drop on you. She's there right now thinking she's found a wonderful hiding spot.
So, Samuel, can't you do something about this? I don't know if I can sleep in the same cell as Egg.
okay. Yeah, we can take care of this. Egg. Let's go.
Huh? What?
Egg.
I'm almost done the round.
Egg. You've literally shoved every puck off the shuffleboard. You don't know how to play this game. Let's go beat up an old lady.
Wasn't that the...
Do we really need
okay.
to beat her up, or could you just throw her into solitary or something?
Let's beat her up Samsh clan style.
Okay.
Wink.
Okay.
How do you know she wanted to kill me? Why? I've been here a day. I mean, I've been here a week, but a week and a day. What do you
Somebody
mean?
Yeah,
wants
see what's
to kill
going on?
Vesper?
Well, in my experience, somebody doesn't look for an ambush spot because they want to give you presents. She had a bladed implement of some kind and was searching for a place by which she could get the drop on you. And their prison sister, this gang, this old lady routine, this front. They're just as murderous and vile as anyone else in this prison.
Couldn't we take
Wait,
on an
counter
old lady
theory.
very-
She's hiding in the cell with a knife. For a surprise party. It's to cut the cake.
Well, I didn't see any cake, but if there was, then you can consider this a grievous error on my part, and I will take everything back that I have said. I'm not suggesting that we necessarily need to go and declare war on the prison sisters, but we do need to step up our timetable. They will be making an attempt on your life. If that fails, they probably won't stop at just the one.
Okay.
Why?
I have
So
no
then-
idea why. The answers elude me for the
Shouldn't we
moment. That
figure
isn't.
that out? I mean,
If you are in a battle to the death, there is no time to figure out what the mystery ongoing is. You can only strike or be struck.
Once you're
is
in
there
it,
not like
you're in
a
it.
is there not like a report to the guard sort of system? I mean, we have Samuel right here.
How fucking useless do you think the guards really are?
Samuel, are you useless?
I'm not useless, but also, I'm not a guard.
Exactly.
What?
The only competent guard here is the one that's trying to orchestrate a prison breakout.
So you wouldn't stop an old lady from trying to kill me? Basically, is what you're saying?
No, I'm actually saying we're going to go do that right. We're going to go do
Okay.
exactly that.
Okay. Okay. I guess lead the way, Seer? Or am I leading the way? Do you want me to just walk in and get attacked and then you guys jump in? What do you want to do? What's the plan?
No, I want Egg to go in there and drag this old lady out from under the bed.
I will survey the situation. Guard, wink.
Another idea did come up. When I originally came here, I said we should swap cells. I meant that quite literally. Egg and I walk in and throw ourselves down and act like it is our cell. Vesper, you take ours, and the assailant will think that she's made some terrible mistake and will to awkwardly escort herself off the situation. It will buy us time.
Right, I'll play Vesper, and you can play
I
another
You can play
Vesper
Omega
to
Crash.
fool her. Yes,
You can play
I
me
play
really,
me.
really well, Egg.
I'll play Seer.
Thank you.
Vesper, you play me.
Okay.
there's no playing of anyone. You can see Seer just like just lose his temper for the first time. It's just least of all
My
me.
apologies.
All right. It's okay. It's okay. Come on, we're dealing with one old lady hiding under a bed. I think we'll be able to
I
manage
keep
it.
telling you, this is not just an old lady. These sisters put up an act of being feeble and aged. They are killers and murderers, just like the rest of this place. Underestimate them, and you die.
Okay. All right. You're right. Let's go. Omega, you be first into that room, then Seer. I will take oh goodness, I'm blanking. Vesper. I will take Vesper to the room next door, and we will follow this plan of tricking the old woman into thinking she entered the wrong room. It's a good idea.
Absolutely. As you guys head that way, people are just kind of, having a time. You actually see there's a group of people gathered around Vesper's cell. As if there's some sort of spectacle to see there.
It was a surprise party.
Oh,
And
fuck no.
as you approach the cell, what do you guys do?
Surprise!
Seer's
want to-
like looking with horror, and he's like, "Oh my god, is it actually a surprise party? If it is, I'm gonna die." Seer's just walking and just like looking at Egg, like, "No, this can't happen. I cannot be wrong. He cannot be right."
You
Now,
see.
I have a question here.
Yes.
What do I have as far as calling for the guards and
Oh, you
support
got a
from the actual staff?
Walkie-talkie. You could definitely like pull them up on the horn,
Yeah, I think I will give a call and be like, "Hey, we got a gathering of people around a cell out here for, they're supposed to be out in the yard right now, and they're just all gathered right around this one cell. We might need some backup around here."
Do they appear violent? No.
I've heard no.
What you see
They're-
is just people who look like they are confused. They're not sure what's going on. In fact,
it looks
they
like
turn.
a bunch of confused old people. They might need some help getting back to where they need to go.
We'll send somebody down soon. Just keep them busy.
Okay.
You all approach the cell, and you can see now what it is they're looking at. There is blood on the floor of Vesper's cell, with bloody footprints leading out. And in the middle of the cell, in a chair with a note tacked to her chest, is a note that says, "Don't mess with Vesper." As you, as Janice from breakfast comes around. Oop. As Janice from breakfast comes around and sees the gathering of people, she pushes through the crowd and sees her sister Phyllis dead in your room, Vesper, with the note. And she turns and looks at you and she goes, "What did you do?"
I didn't do
Not
anything.
to worry. I've got this, Vesper. Yes, I, Vesper, killed this woman.
I'm radioing. I'm reporting it on the radio, just what's going on while they're all being insane.
She must have led her here. Killed her
Yes.
while no one was looking.
I was with Samuel the whole time. You see this guard? I was with him the whole time.
Yeah, we just got up here, Phyllis. You need to relax. Oh, no, wait. That's Phyllis. Sorry, you're...
Conspiracy.
Okay.
Conspiracy?
Conspiracy.
Against who?
Against us, obviously.
Okay. I'm very sorry about what happened to your sister. I don't know what's going on. We need to clear this crime scene and investigate. So I need everyone to go back to their cells. I start, talking to the crowd. All right, everybody, you need to get back. You need to go back. I try and get, hoping the other guards will come back and help me soon. But I try and control the situation as best as I can.
And as you sit there and you hope that the guards are going to come and help you soon, Janice begins to kind of raise up her hands, and you hear a whistle as tear gas is shot into the crowd to disperse. I need everyone, except for Samuel, who has the equipment to block out the tear gas if need be. I need Egg, Seer, and Vesper to all make a might check. This is going to be a difficulty 4. This is to basically see whether or not you can withstand the gas. And no, there we go. We got a crit from Egg as he just kind of sits there, unaffected.
I already cried once today.
We both
That's
dropping down on the ground.
I put on my mask and then grab Seer and drag him into the cell and kind of throw a blanket over his face to try and minimize the damage. But
Yeah.
If I am resisting this tear gas, I think I'm kind of drawn to this corpse.
Yeah.
I want to approach it just very slowly and reach a hand out and see if I can use my speaker for the dead.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
You reach out and touch.
That's a thing you can do? What the
And touch Phyllis, and for a moment her eyes begin to smoke with shadow, and shadow begins to pour out of her mouth as she cracks and looks up at you and says, "What do you require?"
And because this ability is so new to me, I think for a moment I'm just gonna stand there and think, what the fuck am I actually doing? But then say, who did this?
I didn't see him or her. All I know is that I was waiting for you. And I don't know, I felt my ankles get grabbed and pulled out from under the bed. And by the time I realized what was happening, there was a sharp pain in my back. And then nothing.
Vesper, what the hell are you doing?
Oh,
What is this?
sorry.
I have a 7 tenants.
I'm gonna back away and just I don't know. I'm sorry.
The ghost.
Yeah, we'll be sorry. Someone will get you eventually. How long are you able to question the corpse for?
So I can ask a question, and it says, each additional intellect point you spend, you can activate the ability. You can ask the being an additional question. And I think that, because it costs 2 intellect points, so I'm going to spend another one and just ask, Why are you after me?
Several reasons. The first was you denied our invitation. We could have been sisters. The second was an opportune moment. I don't know who he was, but he paid me very well. Paid my family.
Can they hear this? Or is it just me?
Depends on what they're doing. If they're around, this thing is speaking audibly.
I think I'm in my cell and I'm still like crying and passed out from tear gas. So I think Seer's completely out of it. He does not hear.
I think I'm gonna drop this connection and just
Yeah.
back away.
It's
you-
as you do that, you feel as a guard kind of comes up behind you, kicks the back of your knee, so that you kind of fall down to your knees and says, "All right, hands on your head." Good. All right. Don't move. We need to figure out what's happened here. Samuel's already told us that you were with him. Don't worry, but I need you to stay where you are. And as you're kneeling, you kneel in a puddle of Phyllis's blood, starting to kind of soak through the knees of your pants. And he...
Yeah.
What was that? Was that a ghost?
Later, Egg. Later.
All right. And somebody comes and kind of like picks you up by like the collar of your shirt and begins to move you and Egg out of the cell. Samuel, what would you be doing?
I would have been. I did want to be helping Seer. Kind of. I think I dragged him into the room with
Yeah.
the body, threw him into the put a towel over his face just to keep it, trying to keep the tear gas off of it. I would have watched the Speak with Dead or whatever it would be called, and just been stunned because I've never seen anything even remotely like that. And then when the other guards come in, I kind of start getting into action. I get kicked into action a little bit, and like the same way that someone contained and took care of Vesper, I will be doing that to Egg, just in the... It's kind of like, all right, Egg, get down. Yeah, I did kind of put my hand on your shoulder and just kneel you down and just...
A lot more gentle, no kicking of the
Yeah.
knees required. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. You guys just hear Seer in the other room. Oh
yeah. I've been hit by bear spray before, so I'm imagining it's something like that. Just like full body just weeping.
Yeah.
Worse, it also sticks to your clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think Seer's in the state. He's just
Very good. Fantastic. You guys are cleared out. The smoke clears out. Vesper, you see as Phyllis is dead. Janice is alive. Just got to remember that. You see as Janice just kind of like glowers at you, just absolutely drilling a hole in you. As the guard says to her, she has been confirmed to have not been around during the incident. You will leave her alone. You will leave this alone. Otherwise, you might find yourself being expelled out an airlock, old lady. And yeah, you guys... It's a strange sequence of events that kind of follows, right? They come in with a stretcher. Somebody comes in. They clean up the blood. off the floor. And
I've got a question.
yeah,
The footprints, the bloody footprints, do they match the standard issue guard boots? Or would
They
they be
do
prisoner
not.
shoes?
because they weren't wearing shoes at all. It looks as though someone was running around in their socks.
Or
Small
we got
feet.
someone smart.
Murdered by the Red Sox.
Definitely now. Yeah. First win they've had in a while.
Fuck you, Corb.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, it doesn't give us any info, but at least it gives us some info that they know to hide their tracks in some way.
Vesper, you were approached by one of the guards and goes, "You've been in this cell block for like 15 hours.
Do you think I wanted this?
Play
I've been
nicer."
out. Okay.
And
I don't know
he
what else I could do, but okay.
and he looks at Samuel and goes, "Keep a close eye. If they're already gunning for her, there's only so many cell blocks before we have to transfer her off world."
I think I nod to that. I say, okay, for sure. And I'm gonna go start the process of setting up a meeting with the warden of this prison.
Absolutely. Egg, Seer, Vesper, you are left to your own devices. The crowd has been dispersed. There are a few extra guards kind of hanging around, not necessarily close, but close enough to do something if something were to happen. What would you three be doing after this event?
Egg is huddled in his bed with a 1,000-yard stare.
Think-
And as far as he's aware, this is the dead came back to life in front of him spontaneously with no explanation.
That is
Yeah,
fair.
Is there a remind me? Is there like a water unit in the cell? Like a
There's a sink. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sears taken off his prison uniform. He's naked, waddled over towards the sink, and is just splashing his face and just doing his best as he can to just like get himself clean. And like once the tears finally stop.
Like check in on Egg, seen Seer naked, and just turned right back around and just.
Oh, it's horrifying.
Maybe,
Just
maybe later. Maybe later.
Absolutely. You see as your chair is moved out of your cell, because, you know, it was covered in blood and probably best to get you a new one. But your cell is now cleaned up.
Lovely.
So,
once I've got the gunk out of my eyes and able to put on a new uniform, I kind of sit on the opposite bed and look over to Egg. What?
You, after you, started crying, the body, shadows poured from its eyes, and it started talking like a ghost.
Interesting.
And
Did
then
it do this spontaneously, or did someone interact with it?
Vesper talked with it.
Would Seer
That's not real,
know?
right, Seer?
Yeah, I guess. What does Seer know about this magic? And I guess more importantly, is his Templar alarm kind of going off in his head?
yeah. So, I need you to roll a... let's kind of make this magic training check. So you're gonna roll this trained. So let's see. So this is gonna be an understanding magic check. Here, let me actually add it to your sheet. Understanding magic.
PK's been replaced.
Exactly what we need. This will garner the viewers.
Samuel, what are you doing?
This is a obscure form of magic, so go ahead and like obscure. This is going to be a difficulty 5 to try and parse out whether or not you know of this.
Okay, difficulty 5 before I factor in like the assets and all that.
Yep. So if you roll from the understanding magic skill,
Yep.
that's automatically going to factor in your training, and then of course you would add your assets if you have any assets.
All right.
Which
I'm
I don't
gonna
think you
spend-
will for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a point of effort.
Okay. So go ahead and mark 2 intellect points off your sheet. And fantastic. Necromancy. This sounds like necromancy. It's rare to experience necromancy. It was rare to experience necromancy even in the times of like higher magic. You're not really sure where the Templars fall on it. It's hard to tell, just because like the history of it's so vague. But that in itself is almost a red flag,
Yeah.
because it's like there should just be a known answer. You should know, but because it's something that is so obscure, it's up to you on how you feel about it.
Yeah, I think Seer's kind of listening to Egg talk about this, kind of takes a moment to look away and goes, "Yes, Egg. Ghosts are real.
Ah!
That's why people like me exist. We
Ah!
are here to help protect the Empire
Oh,
from such things."
Thought you were going to say you were a ghost. Wait, is Vesper a ghost? Is that how she was able to murder that person while also walking with us?
I don't know. Egg. But let's
how did
keep
she
an
do
eye
it?
on her, shall we?
I don't want to watch a ghost. This ghost
And,
watch you. How? Yes.
It's just-
Samuel?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask a question of the game master.
Yeah.
Well, while I'm trying to set up this meeting, I also need to find Windless.
Yeah.
I think small feet. I think Windless. He's a small guy. He's the one person who could know that someone is hiding under the bed without anyone else having seen it.
Yeah, you head over to the solitary confinement area aboard the station, the spot where you last saw Windless. And as you approach, the door is shut, and you look inside, and he is in there. And he goes, "Oh, Samuel. How goes it?" You can't hear any of this because he's just talking to you, and you haven't pressed the intercom.
I start pressing with the buttons. I want to, if there's a record of when the door was opened or anything like that, I'm just going to try and see like any info of when he was last let out.
Absolutely. So the door has not opened. However, if you would like, you can make a perception check on Windless and your surrounding area, of course.
Okay. I am going to take a moment and use my understanding ability, which I observe a creature or object, and my next interaction with that object gains 1 asset. And then I will continue the check there. What should I put for the
Yep. Difficulty on this is going to be a 4.
All right, 4, submit that 1 asset to it. Boom. No.
What brings you? What brings you?
There was an attempted attack on Vesper's life. someone stopped it before any reasonable knowledge about it could have come about.
Oh, that is horrifying to hear. I'm so glad that Vesper is okay.
Yeah, you sound real shook up.
Quite.
Hmm.
I miss all of you. I miss spending time with each of you.
Did you see anything?
My corridor's been quite empty all day.
Okay.
Whatever happened with that extra food that you was gonna ask about?
Did they never bring it by? I put in a requisition for it.
Oh, they did not. It's
All right. When was the last time you ate?
Well, they brought me fruit and some oatmeal this morning.
Oh, you're getting like the guards' meals.
Yes, they're trying to butter me up, is what they said.
So they gave
But
you some
the
butter,
toast
too.
had no butter, so that was
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Really
it was
dropped the ball on
dry.
that one.
It was awful. While you're out, I seem to have misplaced my socks. Could you grab me an extra pair?
Yeah, sure. I'll put that order in for you. No problem. It's great. How's it in there? How's the air ventilation in there? Are you getting?
They
is the
keep
air
it a
stale or
little
anything?
extra cold, and of course the air is very stale. I don't have a whole lot of chances to stretch my legs like during free time. But
See if I can get you a little pamphlet for some yoga positions that'll help you stretch.
yes, that would be quite helpful.
Some socks. Yeah.
Yes. It's chilly
All right,
in here.
Windless. Well, just checking in on you.
He goes back to his bed, and before you click off the intercom, he's humming a tune that you don't recognize.
Okay. I'm gonna just try and internalize it just a little bit, so maybe I could repeat it if I need to.
Absolutely.
Does this sound familiar to anybody? But I will click off the intercom and keep going about my day.
As you keep going, you head towards the foreman or the warden area, and you get a bit down the hallway when you notice bloody footprints leading into a bathroom. You enter into the bathroom and you open up the door and see that the footprints lead to a trash can. You open the little flap and you can see a pair of bloody socks just neatly placed right on top of the paper towel
Paper
dropped
towels are
into
in
the...
there. I think they'd have, air dryers or something in this prison instead of having to ship in paper towels all the time, but okay.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, these darn prisons. Empire, but the Empire is not efficient. Fascists are never efficient. We know that for
Never.
a fact. So
Absolutely.
The paper industrial complex.
Yeah, exactly. It's big paper.
yeah. So okay. I will. I'm going to radio in and report what I found and get some evidence bags or something. I'm not going to just grab them and go. I'm going to try and go by the book on this one, I think. And then I will also not rat out Windless immediately, even though, I still am very suspicious of him. But yeah,
Absolutely.
I will just make sure we get those into the system and such, and do that. And then I will also lament at how terrible the guards are in this prison, letting a guy with bloody feet run around and goodness.
For sure. And you're able to
Die
find you're able to find all of the things needed. You bag it up for evidence. Do you head straight over to the warden?
Yeah, if I could get the meeting with him quickly, I would.
He ushers you in, and he goes, Samuel, we spoke this morning.
There we go.
Yes.
What do you have for me?
I'm going to start using my ability called Fast Talk when speaking with an intelligent creature who can understand you and isn't hostile. You convince that creature to take one reasonable action in the next round. And the reasonable action must be agreed on by the GM. I am going to start... I want to have him tell me everything that he knows about Vesper. And I'm going to explain the murders. Does that sound like a reasonable action? And then we can continue, I guess, is the question.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
Okay.
It's not like the... Yeah, it's reasonable.
Okay. I'm going to start using that and start talking very fast and say, all right, so look, you asked me to assign... You've said that this person is a high-priority prisoner. I've been assigned to guard them. Right now, a person was hiding in their cell, turned up dead, murdered before anyone knew it was about. I have a witness who saw that person hiding, but they came directly to me, and when we went to go and investigate and pull the person out of the cell for this ambush, they were already dead. So someone else saw and knew this. Why is everyone after Vesper? Who is she? What has she done? What is going on with this person? Why is she so important?
She's the daughter of a mogul and senator. She's probably the most high-priority prisoner we have here that isn't some high-level terrorist. She's a cash cow, really. You see, the more funding that we can get here to this prison, the better you are paid, the better I am paid, and the better Vesper is taken care of here. We might be able to have a special high-priority prisoner wing added on, just to care for young Vesper. So,
Because she has done some things that I have never seen anybody do. She is withstanding a severed arm a week after it's been happened, walking around like it's almost nothing to her. She is capable of great feats on a computer and research, and she has spoken with the dead, something I have never even heard of happening. Who is she? Is that all you know? Is just that you're hoping to get more money out of this? Are you
his
as dumb as all
eyebrow
the rest of us here?
raises when you say speaks with dead and goes, that is not in her file. That is interesting. And you witnessed Vesper speaking with the dead.
Yeah. Found out. We learned a little bit from that corpse that was found in her room. Because there's someone else trying to protect her. On that corpse was pinned a note that said, don't mess with Vesper. Now, as far as I am understanding, I was the one assigned to protect her. So there was someone else out there protecting her as well, with knowledge of what goes on around her.
That's interesting. You see, we chose for Phyllis to be the one to infiltrate and attempt to kill her. Because we knew that she would fail. We weren't expecting anybody else to jump in.
So you set this up?
Of course.
What, to get more money? To show that you need to get a new wing to protect her?
Absolutely. Even
Really-
Vesper could overpower an old lady such as one of the sisters. Not to mention she has the Crash Boy and the Angry Templar. Speaking of which, the Angry Templar didn't see her speak to the dead, correct?
No, he was in his. I had taken him to his cell after the tear gas had gotten to him, so he doesn't. I don't think he knows.
Good. Let's keep it that way, shall we? We don't need him turning into an enemy of Vesper's.
So you've assigned me to guard someone, and then you put that person in danger, potentially making me to blame for a failure that was not of my own doing, or
Oh no, if
the
you were
failure of your
there,
own creation.
if you were there, you would have been the noble hero who would have saved her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it's just all about the money then.
It's always all about the money, Samuel.
Okay. Well, that at least makes things a little clearer for me now.
Good. I'm glad.
Next time you're going to do something like this, let me know about it.
Of course. Of course. Oversight on the planner's part. I will make sure that you are informed of any false attempts upon Vesper's life. And, yes. Everything will be fine, don't worry. And here's, if we get that new wing, we'll put you in charge of it.
Wonderful. I love that idea. I really want your job.
Oh. Well, if you keep working hard, you might get it someday, young Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
If that's all, I do have some notes to make about this necromancy.
Okay.
I think another thing I can extort some money from her parents over, I think.
This is...
Might get that wing in no time.
Yeah. Congratulations, sir.
And they will
I
be
leave.
glad
I
to
don't-
know
I
that she's
don't.
okay.
I hear that as the door closes.
Yeah.
I think I go into the bathroom down the hall and like rip the paper towel thing off the wall, throw it at a window in a rage, and just start just furious anger at the insane planning, all just to try and get some money and all this crap and causing me all this stress for no reason, just so this guy can get a raise or some BS like that. And I'm putting my life at risk to save this person, and this person's only here because they want to the guy just wants a little extra cash, and it's just like, God. Oh my God.
Vesper, Seer, and Egg. What are you guys doing?
Well, when I saw Sue naked, I'm back in my own cell, just
Washing your eyes out.
having a moment.
Yeah.
I think also, because it's only been the second time since I've spoke with Ed. I think like I'm just kind of trying to process this as well for myself.
Absolutely. Eventually, Samuel makes his way back down to the cell block area, just in time for kind of the lights out. You guys would have had your dinner and all of that stuff while Samuel was off figuring things out and trying to understand. What did dinner look like between the
I think
three of you?
Egg was quiet the whole time.
Awkward, I'm sure.
And then you two were just... Seer was staring death? I don't know.
No, I think Seer is contemplative, but he's just kind of picking at his food. Kind of doesn't really bring up anything specific to Vesper. I think there's a moment right at the end of the dinner where he kind of is like glances off in Egg's direction and just kind of mumbles like, "I apologize."
Ghost! I'm not a... Sorry, what were you saying?
I wish to apologize for breakfast.
Oh,
Yes.
right. Yes. You know, Seer, you, I think, were more honest with me this morning than any of my brothers Never have been. You're a man who has no secrets, tells no lies. That's why I trust you.
Yes, well, the Crash Clan and the Templars are about as different as you can get in this galaxy, but I can't help but feel that perhaps we've been put into a similar situation. They were not my family, but they were still all that I had. And they have also abandoned me. So
They did? That's terrible.
Yes. Well,
I'm so
first
sorry.
they
Ake's
first
gonna hug him.
abandoned. Oh. What? What are you doing? What is
It's okay.
this?
I'm giving you a hug to comfort you.
Comfort. Yes.
Yes. Vesper, you want to get in on this too?
I think I'm okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. You're doing a really good job, Egg.
Yes. Wonderful. I'm cured. Can you release me?
Doesn't that feel better?
Yes. Yes, it does. Let's never have this emotional talk ever again.
Seer, you can't hide from your emotions. Alpha Crash always used to say, you can run from feelings, of revolution or otherwise, but they'll
Oh, we
always
just lost
catch up
Eryn.
with you.
That's ridiculous. I would never run from my emotions. I built a suit of armor so that they can never get to me.
We'll break that down for you, buddy.
Alternatively, the emotions couldn't escape from your body because you're in that suit of armor.
That's nonsense. No. I do not have emotions. Emotions can strike. But Templars are above that. I've been trained to be above that.
Emotions, Egg, are you okay?
Of course, I'm just. Why would you? I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh my
Is-
goodness.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Is he
gosh.
okay?
No. I imagine his whole world is collapsing around him. So, he's probably in a similar position as you.
I think Samuel will enter the dining hall at this point, and you will see a bruising around his knuckles and such from, like, punching a bathroom stall door and breaking a mirror in the bathroom, just like unhinged anger at the whole situation that he's been forced into for just some greed in general, and
Wow.
he'll approach the table.
From what I learned from running super quickly through my basement with my hand out for some reason, slamming it into the sink, the bruise comes a few days later.
Well, you see the redness
There you
and
go.
a bit of yeah.
Bit of blood.
It hurts so bad.
Well, actually, your knuckles, the skin is so thin around the knuckle itself that if it were to get blood underneath, it would be bruised pretty quickly, I think.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
Is it
yeah,
super noticeable? Are you hiding it, or is it just kind of?
I think my hands are kind of in my pockets as I walk in, but as I get down to the table, I kind of take them out, steady myself, well, put your hands on the table, you sit down and such, and you might see that. And I'm obviously disheveled a little bit in appearance of just a guy who has thrown his body around a room. Yeah. And I say, well, I learned a little bit about your situation there, Vesper.
Okay, are you okay? I think everybody at this table is not okay.
Yeah, no, we're probably all fucked in the head a little bit at this point.
We are in prison.
Yeah. I'm stuck here with you because the warden set up Phyllis to go and attempt to kill you in your room. The warden wanted to put you in danger and have you be rescued so that then they could prove that they needed to get more funding for better security and stuff, and he could get more money from the Empire, and he could increase the revenue coming into this prison. You're only here so that this guy can get a little extra cash. And then Phyllis died because of it. Janice is now a mortal enemy of you because of it. And they're trying to, like, put the blame on me so I wasn't protecting you or something. Essentially, they're just holding you hostage here to get more cash and putting you in danger and to exploit your family.
And are you coming to resent this position that you've been put in?
A little bit, yeah. I still plan on getting you out of here, because if I leave and I don't do my job, they'll probably kill me anyway. So, I need to do this, but also, I don't want you to be stuck in here just so some fat guy up in there, some fat cat up there, can come and get all his cash and whatnot. I don't like that.
I was gonna say I resent
like
that
that
remark. I resemble it
I'm
too,
sorry,
but I resent
I did
it.
mean fat cat. It just, yeah, and so some fat cat up there can do this BS, trying to get his pay increased. And I don't want you to be a pawn in his little scheme. I don't want his scheme to work at all. I want him to have his high priority prisoner escape only a few weeks after being here, and make him look like a big idiot.
I guess it's just I mean, at this point, regardless, I'm kind of a pawn in whatever scheme I go with, so.
Yeah. Well, once I get you off of here, once we get you out of here, we'll, if you don't want to come with me to where I'm supposed to take you, we'll have Omega crash, break my nose, break an arm or something, and we'll say you escaped. I'm not...
Sorry, what did I miss?
As he comes back from the bathroom.
If Vesper
The mirror
doesn't
was
want to
broken
go...
in there, by the way. Watch out for the shards of glass.
Oh, yeah. If Vesper doesn't want to go to the general, you're gonna beat me up and make it look like y'all escaped away from me. And then I can go and say, well, I got her out of there, but...
Won't you get in trouble?
I mean, I'll get in trouble, but it won't entirely be as severe as if I just dropped the job and didn't try.
One thing has been made clear to me. We cannot rely upon convenient timing in order to escape anymore. Things at this prison will only get more and more dangerous for each one of us. We have to escape tomorrow or not at all. You were asking earlier, Samuel, whether or not you needed confirmation whether we could escape before you started putting your plans into action. I believe this is it.
Yeah, I agree. We have to act as soon as possible, regardless of whether the moment is perfect or not.
Egg, before you came back, when you went off to the bathroom, what were you doing in there this time?
Just crying,
Crying again?
of course.
You hear from the stall next to you. Egg. Are you okay, Egg?
Who's
It's me. It's Windless.
Ghost? I knew. Oh, okay. Wallace, it's you.
Are you all right? What's troubled you?
Well, you said that my family wasn't coming for me, and I knew inside that my brothers weren't gonna come for me, but I wasn't really gonna acknowledge it out loud until he said it. But now that it's become clear, it's basically apparent that I've been abandoned by my family, and then I found out that the undead are real, and I'm being haunted by ghosts, I think. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of uncertainty involved. Also, we're trying to escape from this prison, but nobody will tell me the finality of the plan because it hasn't been decided yet.
Shh, it's okay. Hey, you'll be all right. You are a crash.
You think so?
I know so. You can do this, Egg. You are Omega Crash. Not the last of the Crash family, not the least of the Crash family. No. You are where the Crash family has been heading.
Oh. Wait, what does that mean? What? Wilfrey, where are you? I want to, like, stand up and, like, I'm tall enough to, like, look over the stall.
You look over the stall, and there is... I hate to do this to you, because I wasn't sure if you were going to look.
No one there.
He is... He's see-through.
Hold on. Like...
No, hey, shh, it's okay. I'm just projecting myself. It's all right. I'm not a ghost. I'm sitting in my cell right now. I've already... It doesn't matter. Egg, you are strong and kind. You're doing a wonderful job. Just don't tell anyone you saw me here. Not
Understood.
a word.
I will not inform anyone of your presence here. Thank you, my good friend Winfrey.
Of course.
You have bolstered my spirit.
Don't worry. I will see you again soon.
Wait, were you doing the voice of the... So you were the one that was in the body of the dead person?
No, absolutely not. What? You mean she spoke to you?
Oh, I need to go to the bathroom.
No. While in the bathroom. No. Listen, I have no idea what you're talking about, but she was going to cause problems. She just needed to be taken care of.
What?
I was protecting you and Vesper and Seer.
Oh, well, thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself, Egg. Take care of your friends. I will see you soon.
I will carry this mission nobly, O holy ghost of Winslet. I mean, projection of Winslet.
Of course. And he vanishes before your eyes as, yeah, well, you are now free to continue crying or heading back to...
I love the correction of, oh, sorry, you're not a ghost, you're a projection, and still getting his name wrong. That's so good. Very good. I thought for a second it was going to be like, thank you, ghost of, sorry, windless. Nope.
Nope. Absolutely not. So, as you finish up and head back, and night's time or the night cycle begins in your cell block, you head back to your cells. There's still kind of a off smell in here, Vesper. And if you look hard enough, you can definitely see spots where blood has dried and they didn't do the best job. Seer, your clothes in the corner still reek of tear gas and other things. Egg, you walk into your cell to see Seer. What are you doing, Seer?
I think I'm kind of. I imagine there's a fresh change of clothes that I was able to kind of get into. You know, I had to take
absolutely.
one of my two sets of clothes, one being rattle ruined, and I changed to the other one. I think Seer's just kind of once again trying to meditate, like kind of finds himself kind of on the cot, kind of our eyes closed, arms crossed over his knees, and he's just like cracking eyes. Seer. Egg.
You think it will really reach the point where I will need to hurt Samuel? I don't think I can do it. You're my new brothers now. I'm here to fight for you, not against you. Even if it's because I'm supposed to. It's very confusing.
I know.
It'll be all right. I've broken a bone on purpose before, so.
Okay, so Samuel was here.
Oh no,
Cool.
Samuel's not here.
Well, I'm confused about where we are.
We're in the cells. Don't worry. I will. Yeah, no. Right now it's just Egg and Seer and Vesper in her own cell. I will let you know where you're at in a moment.
If it was anyone else, Egg, I would say that you must forget this meaning of brother. That you must look out for yourself and be willing to do whatever it takes to get yourself out of here. But I must confess,
It's killing
I've come to-
me, killing me.
I have come to appreciate the camaraderie that you live under.
Really?
Yes.
That's the kindest thing you've ever said to me, Seer.
Yes. Well,
Aren't
you
we just
remember.
a bunch of fools? Wants to hug him again.
Yeah, I
Just two clowns in a cell together.
release me. Thank you. I will not ask you to kill Samuel.
Of course, I would never kill unnecessarily.
All I ask is that you get out of here. And that when the time comes, perhaps you might introduce me to your family.
I'll get out of here, and I'll take you and Vesper and Samuel with me. Because that's what a family does.
You
It's beautiful.
poor, dumb fool. Have I not explained it enough times that you shouldn't trust anyone?
I don't understand.
You are such a blind, trusting idiot. It's almost adorable. I'm asking you to take me to your family so I can betray you, so I can go and sell off the entire Crash Clan at once and buy my way back into the Templars, and you will give it to me on a platter. I'm begging you, Egg.
You're yelling.
Yeah, I think yeah, Seer's kind of like got his like voice up.
I understand. You're lying right now so that I learn not to trust everything you're saying. So smart.
I cannot believe that you have learned nothing in our time together.
That's not true. I learned the rules of shuffleboard. I got a blackjack earlier today.
I think Seer's just gonna just shake his head and go, whatever.
Seer,
I
can I
appreciate
tell you something?
Yes.
I'm not the first crash who was captured. And I'm not the first demolitionist. My best friend and brother, Sigma Crash. We grew up together, and he taught me how to demolish things. Why, he could blow up a wall faster than you could say blow up a wall. You know what I'm saying? We had such good times together. And then, one day, he was captured by the Imperials. They executed him on live telecast. I still remember that day well, watching that. He was disintegrating. And my brother, Gamma Crash, turned to me. He said, well, looks like you're up next, Omega. Without a hint of loss in his eyes. I felt like I was the only one who really lost Sigma Crash. Nobody else even had him. After he was gone, I was left with nobody. Thought my brothers could fill the gap, but they couldn't. You actually talk with me. You try to reason with me. You tell me things as if you trust I'll understand. I haven't had a friend in a long time. You know?
I understand.
As you say, I understand. The lights go out across the cell block. Darkness, the only light coming from the planet, the gas giant down below, as the emergency lights kick on.
Can I add
Flashing
something
red.
for dramatic
absolutely.
effect? I think, like, just as the lights were about to come off, Seer was already raising his hand to do the same mind-wiping thing that he's done before with Egg. And he's seconds before about to erase that entire conversation from Egg's mind, and then all of a sudden it's lost. He's distracted, and the thing fizzles out.
You notice that the emergency lighting is on, and that the ventilation is no longer spitting out air. And the cell doors across the entire cell block unlock and open. And as you all step out of your cells, you see everyone looking around with the same confused look on their faces. When a large, older man looks at the person next to him and goes, "Riot," and begins to just slug the person next to him. Chaos erupts across the cell block. And that is where we're going to end for this session.
Woo!
Woo!
Yay!
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Samuel's somewhere in his guard's quarters overlooking these nice blueprints. Like, oh,
Yeah, I
yes.
think I'm doing a ton. Prepping for the escape tomorrow, I'm doing a ton of math. Just so much math.
So much math.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey and viewing this. We're having a ton of fun making this story for you and having so much fun just goofing around and recording it. So tune in next week. Thank you for joining us for episode 3 of The Eye of the Tyrant. I've been your host, DJ, and if you've ever considered making a podcast of your own, I highly recommend you check out Podbean. Podbean has made everything so easy for us to distribute our podcast anywhere and everywhere podcasts can be found. If you're interested, please check out the link in the bio where you can sign up for Podbean using our affiliate link. And while you're there, check out oneshotstavern.com where you can find our merch and links to anything and everything that we are doing. Tune in next week for another exciting episode of The Eye of the Tyrant.